Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. You know, Baruch Hashem, many community leaders run into different shilas where there are individuals who have their b'mai dezohir tfei, what in life they enjoy most. If they want to donate things on ilin lishmas or lischus, different things, and sometimes the item that they want to do it for is questionable. A lot of these discussions you could base on a tshuva from Rav Moshe Feinstein in Igros Moshe Yeridea Siman Kuf Pei Daled, where over there's a shaila. There was a Gentile that asked by a Yid. He has a close friend, Lahavdul Yid. He asked him, "I own a store. I know so many good things. I heard so many good things about a mezuzah. It's a protection. It looks nice or whatever. I would like for you to put up a mezuzah on my store, for whatever reason." And that was the shaila that was asked by Rav Moshe. And Rav Moshe goes on to discuss a couple of pratim. Prat number one, obviously, is could you write a mezuzah on behalf of giving it or selling it to a goy? Could it be on the goyish store? What it could mislead, or could ava, friendship, fighting, could that overrule any misleading? Could the Yid actually put up a pasal mezuzah because it's a goyish house, and being that's a goyish store, it's not even mechuyev mezuzah. And actually, concerning this last point, Rav Moshe says you can't gnevas das to trick somebody is also asur min torah. So actually, the discussion only has to be: could I do it? Could I give it to him when it's a kosher mezuzah, and kosher mezuzah has to be left in halakha places and holy places, and who knows if the guy knows how to show respect. So back to my previous question, when people have different intentions of why they want to have holy objects, or in what honor they want to donate money, etc., how far do we have to go into making sure that the item is being respected and covered the way it's supposed to? So we'll soon see that this shaila goes really far-fetched. But I will tell you, based on one of the achronim of today, that he starts this conversation based on a Yerushalmi in Masechta Peah. The story is told, the Yerushalmi says, that Artavoin was a Goyish king from Persia. He sent Rabbeinu HaKadosh, Rabbeinu HaKadosh a present. What was the present he sent him? A beautiful diamond, a beautiful precious stone. And he writes him a letter. He says, "Rabbi, I sent you a present. I would like to get something in return." So Rabbeinu HaKadosh sends him back a mezuzah. So Artavoin says to Rabbeinu HaKadosh, "I sent you a stone which is precious, it's very expensive. And you sent me something small that you could buy for $1, $20, $30, $40. It wasn't dollars back then." So Rabbeinu HaKadosh says, let's deal. You sent me something that I have to watch. You gave me a very precious thing, but now I got to put it in the safe deposit box, and I have to make sure it's secure, and it becomes a hassle. I sent you something that there's no hassle. Not only you don't have to take care of it, it takes care of you. It protects you. Isn't that the best present you're able to get? And actually, in some of the svarim on that in Shiltus, it says that there's a second part to this story, that this king Artavoin did not have many children, had only one daughter, and during that period of time, that daughter was overcome with a shed, Rachmana litzlan, and nobody was able to heal that daughter. However, once the mezuzah was placed on the daughter's door or the palace's door, the shed left and it was safe. So that's the story in the Yerushalmi. So the Netziv asks a question: how was Rebbe allowed to send a guy, even though it was a king? How was he allowed to send him a mezuzah? A mezuzah is a halakha, a holy object, a holy item. Who knows what's going on in the goyish home? And he answers. The Netziv answers that when it's in the mezuzah, which is written l'shem kedushas Yisrael, for the sake of for sake of mitzvah, that eventually a yid will buy it and post it on his door, then it has the kedusha. If it has the kedusha and you send it to a guy, you just went down a level. But if Rabbi must have lechatchila written that mezuzah with mind to give it to the guy, so it never created that kedusha, and therefore giving it to the guy is not a big problem. So based on this discussion, there was a shaila asked by one of the to one of the Bati Dinim in Eretz Yisrael. There was this very wealthy man that he comes to a sefer and he says, "I'm willing to pay whatever you want to write a sefer Torah." Why? Where am I donating the sefer Torah? I want to be the first in the history to send a sefer Torah to the moon. I'm going to send the sefer, and I'm going to be the first to put the sefer Torah. And I'm sure that when the sefer Torah comes to the moon, it's going to change the world. There's a new kedusha going to be all over there. I want to bring kedusha to the moon. Funny question, right? Now, the sefer came to the Rav and says, "Rav, am I allowed to write the sefer Torah with who knows? It's ending up in the moon. Is that a problem or not?" So, based on that story with Rebbe, l'cha'era, if the sefer, while he's writing it from the beginning, knows that his intention is it's going to be in the moon, so the kedusha never applies on the sefer Torah at that level, and because it doesn't apply in that level, it's not a yerida in kedusha when it's laying out up there in the moon. However, obviously, it brings a smile to many people's faces when you hear the shaila, but this is a shaila which is actually brought in the sefer. Others say that the comparison to the story of Rebbe is not exact, because by Rebbe, at least it was hanging on the wall. The mezuzah, or it was placed somewhere. Over there, if the man would have gotten his wish, and the sefer would have given him the sefer Torah, it would have been laying there. It's like nothing is there to greet it, and that's too big of a design. So the lesson is that we have to know that we have to keep our kedusha, the kedushas Am Yisrael, kedushas HaTorah, kedushas HaMitzvahs at the top level, and make sure chas v'shalom not to be married to kedusha. Yeshikoyach, and please join us again next week.